Welcome back to our channel, travelers. Today we're going to explore the 5 extremely cheap European vacations for 2024. In the age of technology, planning a trip abroad has never been easier. With the click of a button, you could book a flight to Iceland or a hotel in Bhutan. And no doubt, you've seen photos on your social media channel of choice of friends and acquaintances doing just that. But what about you? Have you ever wanted to do the same? If you're here, chances are you've wanted to, but you've also felt limited because it's difficult to plan a once-in-a-lifetime trip on a budget. Or is it? Today we're looking at the 5 most popular destinations in Europe, namely France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and the UK. And if you've ever thought about traveling to Europe, chances are these countries made the list. Maybe you've even started looking at things to do. Flights, hotels, everything else you might need to make that dream a reality. And then promptly decided that it just wasn't going to happen. If the reason you decided to bail on your trip of a lifetime was finance-related, you're in the right place. Because today, we're going to talk about how to travel to the 5 most popular tourist destinations in Europe without breaking the bank. Not only are we not breaking the bank, we're going to keep the budget low. What if you could have the trip you've always dreamed of while spending less than $50 a day? You can, and we're going to show you how. First on our tour of Europe, France. The City of Lights, the City of Love, or whatever you want to call it. This beautiful country is home to sites like the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, Notre Cathedral, and the Arc de Triomphe. Of course, when you're trying to travel on a budget, your first concern might be where you're going to stay. Well, we've got the perfect solution. The Magie Marais, located right in Paris. It's a hostel, which means you're going to be staying with a lot of people who are looking to budget their way through Paris, but it's got great reviews, a great location, and dorms as low as €25 or $27.14 US per night. So now your $50 is down to $22.86, and you're going to need 3 meals for the day, right? Well, you're in luck because Magie Marais offers free breakfast and free Wi-Fi. That means you just have to figure out what you're going to do and get a couple more meals for the day. When you get up for the day, you can enjoy your breakfast and head out to Notre Cathedral, which is 100% free to visit. You can also look around at the Arc de Triomphe, explore the area around the Eiffel Tower, and the Basilica of the Sacred Heart. And of course, the shops throughout the area. Every one of these is free, unless you decide to do some shopping, so you can spend several days exploring without breaking the budget. The great thing about France for food is that they have what are called formulae options for meals. These are preset meals that come with an entree plus plat, or entree plus plat plus dessert, which means you get 2 to 3 courses for one price. You can find cafes and more that offer formulae meals for €14, give or take a bit based on what you choose. This should also be your bigger meal for the day, giving you more bang for your buck without having to pay the expensive dinner prices. This brings you down to $8.86 for the day, after the hostel and 2 meals, so it's time for the dinner options. When you're ready, grab something light and decidedly French, like a crepe or even a small picnic with meats and cheeses that you can continue to eat over the next few days. Now, if you're looking to visit some of the tourist attractions, you can do that as well. But keep in mind that you're going to need to eat a little lighter or opt for even less expensive sleeping arrangements on those days to make up for the cost of admission for things like the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre. Next, we're heading to Spain. In Spain, you'll find the Sagrada Familia, the Royal Palace of Madrid, the Museo Nacionel del Prado, and the Playa de Esos Illetes. Getting started, you're going to need a place to stay, right? The Casa Rondo Centro Histórico is the perfect choice. It's only $29 US per night, which leaves you with about $21 a day to spend however you choose. Now, you're going to have a shared room for that rate, but you're going to be within walking distance of the train station, so you can head wherever you want to go. What are you going to do when you get there? Well, you'll have plenty of options. For one thing, the Royal Palace of Madrid and the Museo Nacional del Prado are free. Even the Playa de Essays Illetes is free if you're walking or taking public transport. For those with a car, which probably won't be in your budget, you pay to park if you show up after 9 a.m. You're going to need some lunch in the midst of all this, of course. And the great news is you can find some great pizza in the area that costs around 11 to 14 euro. That means it's going to fit into your budget pretty well, especially since you'll be checking out the free sites and you may be able to get some leftovers to last you a second meal too. Or choose some of Spain's best tapas to mix and match new items at a low cost, as low as $3 US each. The Sagrada Familia does have a charge to get inside, but you can cut back a little otherwise to make it work for you. And now, Viva Italia! Italy is often known as the pasta capital of the world, but it's so much more than that. It's also where you'll find the Pantheon, the Colosseum, the Trevi fountain, and the Cathedral of Santa Maria. What's really great about these locations is that they're free for you to visit. You can walk to each and every one of them without having to pay anything, so you'll get to experience the best sights of Italy without touching your budget. Next, you're definitely going to want to try the pasta, right? That's not going to be a problem because you can find the pasta Italy is famous for at a range of different restaurants, and you won't need to break the budget in order to enjoy it. Pasta in Corso, for example, which is located in the heart of Rome, will give you great dishes at a reasonable rate of 11 to 14 euro. So you can afford a nice lunch, which is always cheaper than dinner, and maybe even have some leftovers to keep for your dinner later, cutting your budget for the day even more. On the other hand, it's a good thing that sites are free and the pasta isn't expensive, because lodging in Italy is going to be a little bit more. Not that you need to break the budget, but you're going to spend closer to 35 euros per day here, cutting your day down to only 15 euros to get some lunch and dinner for the day. But when you can get some good pasta for that, you're not doing too bad, right? And we're on to Germany. Before you go running for pretzels and beer, you should know that Germany has a whole lot more to offer. It's the home of the Cologne Cathedral, the Bradenburg Gate, Marienplatz, and the unique Reichstag building. Of course, don't worry, we are going to talk about the beer you probably don't want to miss. There are a few small pubs where you can pick one up, and a small plate of food too, all without breaking the budget. But this is probably where you're going to want to spend a little more of your money, so don't miss out on the best that Germany has to offer. When it comes to staying in Germany, however, you might find yourself with a little more difficulty. There are some cheaper hostels here, but most of them are going to be in the $50 a night range or higher, which means you're going to have a little more trouble sticking to the budget, unless you're willing to try something a little different this time around. Camping. You can get a campsite for as little as $16 a night, which means you'll have no problem keeping to the budget, and you might have a little extra for a second beer when you head out to the pub. Just make sure you have a tent along with you, or spend a little bit more to stay in a yurt or wigwam already on the premises. Back to the places to visit. You can see the Cologne Cathedral for only 6 euro. On the other hand, Bradenburg Gate, Marienplatz, and the Reichstag building are all free to enter, so you can enjoy them to your heart's content. Wrapping it up in the UK. And of course, no visit to Europe would be complete without a stop in the UK, right? This is where you'll find the British Museum, the London Eye, the Tower of London, and of course, Buckingham Palace. The good news is, you can get around the UK using the tube at a reasonable rate, depending on which zones you're planning to travel in. If you stick close to the city center, you can get a 7-day pass for just over £42. That's going to eat up most of your budget for a single day, but if you divide that over the length of your trip, it's not bad at all. The British Museum is one place that you can enjoy completely free of charge, and it's not the only museum like that either. There are actually several in all different types, from art museums to history museums, so you can get your cultural experiences in, no problem. Next, you can enjoy walking through Shoreditch, which features some truly spectacular street art. You'll even see some of the best of the notorious Banksy, including one with a signature from the elusive artist. The markets throughout Notting Hill or on Brick Lane can introduce you to some unique shops, great products, and even some great food. But you don't have to purchase anything. It's free to have a look around. Then there's the walks through the park like Hyde Park or St. James, that's surrounded by 3 separate palaces. You'll be able to experience some amazing sights going through the area, and you can get out in nature and enjoy yourself. Want to ride around town on your own? You can rent a bike for up to 24 hours for just £2, or you can join a free walking tour, though tips are appreciated. See the changing of the guard, walk past the gorgeous Buckingham Palace, and don't miss the London Wall and the Tower. You'll truly enjoy your trip, but of course, you need to eat, right? And you need somewhere to stay. The good news? Lodging is available as low as $21 a night if you choose to stay at a hostel like YHA London Central Hostel. It's not going to be anything special, but it's going to give you a place to lay your head at night, and that's all that matters, right? And what about food? You'll want to get some iconic fish and chips, which are available at plenty of local restaurants for a good price. And maybe some Caribbean food at Roti Shop. It's cheap, and it's definitely good. Plus, it's grab and go, so you can get the food you want and head to the nearest park to enjoy. So there you have it. 5 beautiful countries that you can travel around for $50 or less per day. While you may not get to experience absolutely everything that each country has to offer, you can get an amazing opportunity to explore and plan for just what you're going to do the next time you get an opportunity to travel. Because now that you know it can be done cheap, there's going to be no stopping you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and click that subscribe button for all future content.